welcome to tonight's show. It's Brian Kelly and Kathy Stover. We apologize for being late tonight. Those darn technology muckalucks, whatever they are. But
Gremlins.
I gotta tell you, the special guest that we've got on the show tonight is going to provide us with a cornucopia of information. Now, how's that for Thanksgiving month?
Love it.
Anyway, just want to share with you a little bit about our special guest. Susie Manning is the CEO of Sizzle, Powerful Women Who Ignite the World. Her expertise is in helping women embrace their inner wealth to create the life they desire and to sustain them when life happens. Boy, don't we all know what that's like. With inner wealth, women have the tools to not only overcome adversity, but to grow from it, to create businesses and relationships that they could only have dreamed possible. For over 30 years, Susie has dedicated her life to transforming women's lives through her own fitness program, seminars and retreats, coaching, speaking, published articles, and her international selling inspirational gift book, Wise Women, Circle of Wisdom. Susie holds a master's degree in agency counseling, from Siena Heights University. Continual immersion in her own self-growth and evolution allows her to connect with others authentically and impeccably. Her studies have included shamanism, and I may not say this right, Reiki, massage, enlightened warrior training, train the trainer, millionaire mindset intensive, investment building, inner wealth creation, and 4T prosperity. Her personal intent is for every woman to realize her magnificence. Oh, that makes me feel so wonderful. We are the leaders for the change that's needed on the planet, whether the leadership is with your family, your community, or the world stage. So we would like to introduce to you our very, very special guest, Susie Manning. Welcome, Susie.
Hi, Kathy. Hi, Brian.
Hi,
Thank
Susie.
you. I am glad to finally be on here.
We made it.
We made it.
You know, that's the beauty of having a show like this. You know, we're new and cutting edge, even though we've been doing this it's our anniversary month for a year now. But as technology grows, we grow along with it. And sometimes there's a little bit of kinks and crinkles and stuff along the way. But that doesn't take away our absolute delight for having you as a guest on our show tonight. Brian, why don't you get started with asking Susie some questions?
I would love to, and apologize for the voice. Fighting a little cold here, but the show must go on. It will go. Susie, CEO of Sizzle with 3 Z's in it. What exactly is Sizzle?
3 Z's. Yeah, I wanted something different, and so women would remember it. Sizzle is all about contagious energy. Have you ever walked into a room and you were drawn to certain people, or you've gone to an event and there's just this energy in these people that you want to be around, and they're people that are authentic and they're real and they live in the moment and they love life. And that is what Sizzle is all about. And it's about me empowering or helping empower women. They empower themselves, but I facilitate that inspirational so they can empower themselves to connect with that flame. And we all have that spark within us. It's that magnificence that we're all born with. And it's fanning that spark so it ignites into a flame and then into a big bonfire. So we're this brilliant light so we can go out and shine our light into the world. Sizzle's about a community. It's a community where women can be authentic and where we can enjoy guilt-free pleasure and where we can be who we are and go out and help impact the world.
Well, that's you just absolutely emit that kind of excitement, Susie. So I think Sizzle, because you know, from the first time that Brian and I met you, you're like a firecracker. And you checked out that Katy Perry song that I put on yesterday, talking about a conversation I had. That fit, like you said, so well for what you do and what you are, because you are a firecracker and you light that fire within women. But what I want to ask you is, what makes Sizzle so unique from anything else that's out there?
What makes Sizzle unique? It's my passion. It's my purpose. It's my journey. I've lived it. And my grand promise is that I will listen to you. I will hear you. I think there's a lot of women that are not heard in the world. I was not listened to growing up. And I know today that women have wonderful messages to give to the world, and we're not always heard, and we're not always out there speaking what it is we need to. Our voices are not always heard, and sometimes we're afraid to do that. So my grand promise to you, whether it's in workshops or my book or in speaking, is that I will hear you. I will see you. I want to listen, and I want to hear what it is, what your challenge is. And it's similar to like in Avatar. Remember the wonderful movie Avatar, where they say, I see you. And that's it. I see you. When I look at women, any woman, anywhere, I mean, I see inner beauty. I see wisdom. I see power. I see sensuality. And I want to help women get in touch with this so they can be the leaders. So what I do is create that space where I can see you and I hear you. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to mirror that back to you so you can see it and also hear it within yourself, and then create steps so you can manifest what it is you want to create on the planet.
Very interesting.
It's up to my purpose is I want to hold that space for you so you can really see your brilliance and your power and your magnificence.
Wonderful. You mentioned that primarily right now it sounds like we're talking about women. Do you target a specific kind of woman as far as a niche or something within the realm of women?
Okay, I do. And let me say, too, before we get into that, my target market is women. I love men. And my whole mission and my purpose, it's about women coming up equal to men. It's nothing about usurping men or stepping on men, or it's helping women realize we need to rise and be equal with men and work with men. And I do have a lot of information coming up as we talk about balance and the time bombs for the holidays that will benefit men. So hang around. The whole talk isn't going to be just focused on women, but my market is a woman probably ages 40 to 65.
Okay.
And it's the woman who wants more out of life. She wants to live life to the fullest. And usually they realize that there's something more. Often we buy into, we'll have a wonderful home and a family and a great career, and then all of a sudden you still get that restlessness, or there's something within you that you realize there's something more to life, and that's the woman that I resonate with, the woman that is out there and wants to be authentic, be herself, and live life to the fullest.
And you have a large audience, because I think that speaks volumes to a lot of women, Susie, as you well know, and it's nice to have somebody out there that's exciting and refreshing, that really understands some of those core elements that need to be looked at, that can be brought out in a positive way for women. So I really applaud you for putting yourself out there in the forefront, and that it's such a passion for you to be involved in this way, to help women be aware of a whole new level and things that are within inside them. So what about Sizzle is it that you are just over the top passionate about?
I am passionate about it because, as I had said before, I see in women their possibilities. And the Dalai Lama stated, it's the Western woman who will save the world. And we have all of these great leadership abilities, and we have all of this potential. And I just feel it, and I see it probably because I have lived it. I see the pain in some of these women, and I see where they're living someone else's definition of their life. And I am just passionate. I know what it's like to be there and to take that journey and to come out on the other side. And I know how refreshing it is and how wonderful it is to just be you, to say, wow, world, this is me, and I love who I am. And that's my message to the women of the world, and what wonderful partners and they are for the men when we are our authentic selves and love who we are. And it's not about the makeup or the size that we are or the home that we own. I mean, all those things are fun, but do we really love who we are at the core? Do we love ourselves at any age, any size, any ethnicity? And that's why I'm so passionate about that, because I mean, today what's happening, everything is energy. We're all energy, our bodies, everything is energy. And when we have stuck energy, then we have disease, and we have sickness, and we have depression. And when women are not following their passion or their purpose or living up to their full potential, then you're seeing what we see today. And there's no reason for that. I mean, these bodies are absolute marvels at how they work. We're sitting here tonight speaking to each other, and, you know, we're digesting food, and we're breathing, and our heart's beating, and they're marvelous the way this body works. And what's happening is when we aren't fulfilling or living our purpose or our passion, then we get stuck energy. And that turns into, like I said before, disease, depression, sickness. And what we're seeing in women now is heart disease is the #1 killer of women. And you have breast cancer. And you have 1 in 3 women are depressed. And under depression is anger. It's like, hello, if we look at this, why wouldn't we be angry? I mean, we are not living up to our full potential. We are not living our dreams. And because of a lot of messages we have received in society. And if we don't look at that and realize that's just somebody else's story, I mean, that's just what somebody else thinks. And when we realize and men and women both, that we're these wonderful creatures and we came to the planet for a purpose and follow our dream, then our energy is not blocked and our energy flows, and we won't have the depression. We won't have all the sickness and the disease. Those are big wake-up calls. So I guess I'm a little passionate.
Well,
you know, the other day, this is interesting. The other day, my husband and I were talking to a good friend of ours, this wonderful gentleman, and he has a big presence. And he said, Susie, you know, he said, I'm learning to be in touch with my feelings, and I'm learning to express my feelings, and I'm learning to come from a heart space when I speak. And I immediately said, you know, I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, that's really the sign of a strong man, that can get in touch with his feelings and express them and come from a heart space. And I said, it's a real turn on when a man can go to that space. And he looked at me and he said, Susie, I wish you would tell me what you really feel. I said, okay, I'll work on that.
Well, you know, I would like to make this comment. And when you're talking about women and coming into their own, so to speak, and the women that you help, it's not necessarily women who have been abused, but it is for women who have been abused in different situations. But it can be all women. It's not just abused women, or it's just all women, correct?
Correct. It's all women, yes.
So it's not just,
yes.
In particular women who have been in abusive situations that need help, although they do as well. But I got to share this. I was talking to a gal that's going to be on our show here in a few days, and she talks about body image and body imagery and how women feel and don't feel good about themselves. So what you're talking about in sharing that and helping them come to their own and how they look and feel and their surroundings and everything it all comes cohesive together to make what your sizzle is sizzle. Am I on the right track?
You're on the right track, definitely. Yes. It's loving you, and it's getting even to a deeper core level and realizing that we are wonderful and beautiful and to be accepted just for being a spiritual being on this planet. We don't have to even do anything to hopefully finally even get to a point where we just love who we are, even if we want to lose 40 or 50 pounds, or even if we don't have a job, or even if we've just gotten a divorce, that we are still lovable and perfect just as we are. We buy into so many different things that we have to be a certain size and make a certain amount of money and drive a certain kind of car to be happy or to be accepted or to be balanced. My big thing is about balance, and it's this inner balance Inner balance, our inner creates the outer. And if I'm sure some of our audience, and I don't know if you have or not, if you gone to any of T. Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensives, but T. Harv Eker always speaks at all of his workshops. He will draw a tree, and he'll draw the roots on the ground, and he'll draw this tree with all the fruit on it. And their big saying is the roots create the fruits. And you have to have this strong root system to grow the tree and grow the fruits. And it's the same with us. Our inner creates our outer. So it's those inner thoughts, those inner beliefs, and it's turning those around to realize that that's just somebody else's story that they told us. And you really are beautiful and magnificent and powerful. So the inner, it's that inner solid foundation. It's no different than if you build a home. If you go to build $1 million home, you want a solid foundation under it. Right. And it's the same as going out for our personal, professional life. We need a solid foundation within us, which is that inner balance, our core, knowing that we're all special. We came to the planet for a special purpose, and just being who we are is fine.
Well, your passion certainly shines through, Susie. We can definitely appreciate that. And I mean that in a very, very...
Do I need to soften it a little?
No, I mean that in a very good way. Very appreciative of the fact that you're so passionate about what you're doing, because I think it is a truly good thing you're doing. And we will also, haven't forgotten, to talk about not just you, but what your husband is doing as well, to show our viewers what kind of family this is all coming from. And it really touched me, and as we had that talk earlier, wanted to give an opportunity for your husband to give a shout out about what he's working with, a very worthwhile cause here in just a moment. But for our viewers who are watching right now, don't do this right now, but above us, you'll see a picture of Susie, and after the show's over, you'll have access to it through our Star Club members area, but click on her nose, and if you click on her nose, that'll take you directly to her Facebook page, and you can connect with her there. Or beneath is, as you can see, the banner Sizzle, which is, of course, her company. That's her flagship. If you click on that, you can learn a lot more about her. I believe you have an opt-in form over there for a newsletter. Is that correct, Susie?
I have an opt-in form for a Sizzle survey to see how in balance your life is. And then you get 4 free tools to work with to start to balance your life right away.
Excellent. And you've already covered very well about the topic of balance and the importance of it, and why, it is important to be balanced. So perhaps we can just jump right into these bombs. I love that word. What are they? The 4 time bombs, especially during the holidays.
4 time bombs. Yeah.
So, these something that, 4 time bombs, as you say, is set to go off in your holidays unless you take action to stop them now. So if you don't mind, let's jump into that and see what that's all about. I'm curious.
Let's jump into it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Thanksgiving's next week. The holidays are already here. So the number 1 time bomb is we always celebrate the holidays this way. It is not negotiable. Now, how many times have we heard that? And, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yes.
So, what I think this triggers is family dysfunction. It triggers compliance versus independence. We would like to be independent and have some say or choice in what we do for the holidays, and it creates stress as opposed to joy for the holidays. I see the solutions for this is we have choice. I mean, we always have choice. So prioritize who you want to spend time with, when, and where you want to go. It's your holiday. How do you want to celebrate it? And if it is a family event or a business event you do have to go to, you cannot get out of it, then maybe go for a shorter amount of time.
That's a good point.
I mean, create it so you enjoy it. So spend a shorter amount of time with those people. And if you do have to go. This is great. I go into all situations like this. Engage with no attachment for desired outcome. So don't say say you're going to a family event and you haven't gotten along with your brother for the last year, or they don't like your new husband, or go in with no expectations. Not that they're going to all of a sudden like your new husband, all of a sudden they're going to think you're the greatest, most wonderful daughter in the world. Go in just to be in the space and see what happens. It's a wonderful way to go into an event. I mean, when we met out in California with the coaching with Christine Comelford, I went to that event just to give. I had no idea who I was going to meet, what I was going to do, what the outcome would be, and I had no expectations other than to be there and enjoy it. And do that for a holiday event. If you need to go to this event you're not real excited about going to, there's got to be somebody there to enjoy, something to enjoy in the environment, and just see what happens with no expectations. And then create a holiday celebration that resonates with who you are. I mean, is this a religious holiday for you? Is it a social holiday for you? Or is it just time off of work and you want to go to Maui? So create, if you do have to spend some time with some other people that you're not that excited about, then you've got another part of the week. Create a holiday for you that resonates with you.
Love it.
And then the second one would be magical things are supposed to happen at holiday time. You know, and I still remember this as a little kid. Can either of you relate to that?
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what, I love the holidays because it's still magical. I love it. Still love it.
But a lot of times what happens is for some people that magic doesn't happen. You know, sometimes it triggers anxiety, sometimes it triggers disappointment or unfulfilled hopes and dreams. And so surround yourself with people who know who you are. They've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and they still like you. So surround yourself with those people. And then realize that the holiday is just another day. And I don't mean that it's I mean, I celebrate Christmas and I believe in the teachings of Jesus with the love one another. But what I want to say here is to realize that if you're going into a group of people that they really haven't supported you the rest of the year, just because it's a holiday, the magic isn't going to happen. They probably aren't going to support you there either. So don't go in again with these expectations and, oh, it's magical that, you know, my one uncle isn't going to get drunk and somebody's not going to get angry. And it's another day. The things that happen the rest of the months and weeks are going to happen during the holiday also. So don't go in with those expectations. And also don't wait for the holidays just for magic. I mean, magic is every day. You can see magic in every day. And we can tell people every day we love them. And you can spend time with people every day. And you can give gifts other days than the holiday. So see magic in every day.
I love that.
And then, did you have something, Kathy? Do you want to share, or Brian?
I just said I love that. I think every day should be magic.
Yeah.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, there are families that get together and have a wonderful holiday, but there are some out there that don't. And I've never understood why people wait just for a certain day to get together. It's like, if you really love these people and support these people and like these people, why not get together all the time and share gifts and tell them you love them every day? So it doesn't have to be a special day. And also on the holidays too, I mean, you can celebrate it any day you want.
That's right.
I used to have someone in the family that said, you know, we have to get together this date and you've got to come this date and there are no exceptions. Well, I was always flexible and said, hey, you know, we can celebrate it 2 days after, 2 days before, the week before. So be flexible in when you be flexible in choosing the time and the dates to celebrate. And then the third one would be the holidays are supposed to be a joyous, fun occasion for everyone. And again, that is hard for people who have no family, who've maybe just gone through some job losses, don't have a lot of money. So it triggers often depression and anger, exclusivity versus inclusivity. They feel alone and isolated. So I would say do not overcommit yourself. Create guilt-free personal time to see to your own needs and learn to say no and to delegate. We can't be everything to everybody and be everywhere all the time. Take care of you so you're not sick after the holidays. I see a lot of people that party and overcommit, and then they're really sick come January 1st. And then
Yes.
also, yeah, you're getting sick leading up to it, Brian, so you won't be sick after.
I'm getting it out of the way now.
You're getting it out of the way.
That's right. Illness be gone.
But also some of the people who are out there and their thought process is that I'm the only one sitting home alone and everybody's with family. Everybody isn't with family. And some of the people that are with family would probably be happy to be this person sitting home alone. Yeah, by a fireplace with a glass of wine and a good book. So create what it is that resonates with you. And then I would say the last one, we have to buy gifts because people expect it.
Yeah.
And, and that triggers worthlessness. Am I not worth anything if I just come to your house myself? Am I not a gift? Just my presence to be with you. So it's like, do we have to bring a gift? How much do we have to bring? What, are they going to like it or not like it? And then debt, especially with this economy.
Yeah.
And then apprehension and confusion on what you're supposed to do. So I think a great solution would be give of your time and give of your talent. And I think this is what this whole economy is about now, and what's happening in our country is that, getting away from all the materialism, that stuff out there is going to make you happy. It doesn't. And to get back into what do you have to give of your time or give of your talent? If you've got children and they have grandkids, babysit for the kids occasionally. So with the grandkids, so your children can go out. Or if you're a coach somebody for free. Or if you write good resumes, or like my husband, if you love bikes and you can repair bikes, repair a bike for someone, but give of your time and your talent. And that comes from your heart. And I mean, there's nothing like a heart-to-heart gift. It resonates and it stays with you forever.
I think that as far as giving, it should be something that we do all year round. But I think in particular, because it's the holidays, that we should be thinking and have a heart of giving. Again, it should be something all year round. But right now, I think people are watching us and they're hearing us. And I think that we need to remind folks that it doesn't need to be just a holiday-related thing that we can give all throughout the year. But right now, while we're talking about it, there are so many different things out there that you can get involved in your own community, outside of your community. And it can be donating food or clothes, or like you're saying, even giving somebody a ride somewhere if they need it, just small things and with no expectations of anything in return. But I think that you bring up a really good point by sharing all of these things that we have actually been ingrained with for the most part throughout our childhood, to do all of these things in succession and in times and dates and expectations of gifts and giving and all of those things. So I think that it's good, very good, Susie, that you bring this out to almost let everybody know it's okay to expect some of these feelings, and that we can change some of the direction that we're headed, and just kind of get in a different mode of thinking and doing things, and be okay inside of ourselves when we make those decisions.
Very well said, Kathy. Yeah, I love it. Yes.
And that's a perfect.
We do have choice. And
that's a perfect segue, because you talk about giving of your time and of your talents, and that's something that both you and your husband do, Susie. And with that, I'd like to introduce Fuzzy Manning. If you don't mind, his real name is Ed. His given name, I should say, but he's known to us as Fuzzy. And hi, Fuzzy, how you doing?
You can tell I'm pretty fuzzy up top.
Yeah, you're well groomed for the show.
Glad to have you on.
But just to show our viewers what kind of individuals we're working with here tonight, Fuzzy is deeply involved in a charitable organization, if you will, called No Bike Left Behind. And if you don't mind, Fuzzy, if you could just give us a brief overview of what that is and what your involvement level is on that.
I first became involved in No Bike Left Behind. I'm the chairman of the board. And what we end up doing, we collect bikes from donations. through individuals across the state, across the city. And what we do is refurbish those for individuals in the community. Especially what we try to do is target those individuals with diabetes, obesity, and we're really looking at helping the moms. And since heart disease is #1 killer of women right now,
Right.
we're really looking at helping the moms also. They're under a lot of stress because of the environment, the community, the family demands, and everything else that's going on. So what we do is we refurbish the bikes for the kids and for the moms. We don't forget about the dads, but a lot of times dads don't have as much time to go riding as the moms. And usually it's the moms and the kids that go riding with the bikes. And what we've been able to do is turn over in the past year probably about 125 to 130 different bikes. Right now in the warehouse we have in excess of 200. We have probably in excess of, in police departments and municipalities, probably another 500 to 600.
Wow.
So it's about refurbishing and giving back, and it's helping those individuals that are unemployed, are down on their luck. Maybe they've been thrown out of their home, it's been repossessed, the bank's taken over, and it's those individuals that are in need. Maybe they got their car towed away. Maybe they need a way to work. It's 2 or 3 miles, and they don't seem to be able to make the bus or public transportation. So why not ride the bike in good weather? If you live in California, you can do it most of the time.
Be healthy.
And if you live here, you may have to rely on somebody else when the snow flies.
So what area do you do this in, Fuzzy? Is it just in your local area that this organization is taking place?
We've started in our local area. It's through Jerry's Paths on our website, NoBikeLeftBehind.com. It started it because his father was a giver, and his father had basically instilled in him as an individual to give back. And we started this nonprofit organization in our community in the Detroit area, and we're looking at establishing it and getting it ongoing, and maybe franchising it across the United States.
Nice.
So we can help other individuals, other communities.
Wow. Well, thank you for doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And for those watching the recorded version, not the live version, because we don't want you to click it now, but down below, you'll see a banner for that website, for No Bike Left Behind, where you can get a lot more information about this whole effort that Fuzzy is deeply ingrained in. We want to thank you very much, Fuzzy, for doing this and also for getting the word out. And I wish you all the best of luck in franchising that. That sounds like a fabulous idea.
Definitely. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
Oh, you bet. Thank you.
Thanks for being on with us.
He's like a kid in a candy shop where he can work with his hands and work on the bikes. And then when he's not working on the bikes, he's out cycling himself 30 to 50 miles a day.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness.
Certainly got me beat.
Rock hard calves.
Yeah.
He's going to have what?
I said, I bet he has rock hard calves. His legs, they're going to be like rocks.
Yeah.
No wonder you guys are in such good shape.
Yeah.
Although my husband could laugh sometimes. I'll say, come on, we need to get out and exercise. I said, we need to get into shape. And he always says round is a shape. So I don't know.
And Susie, it was sometime last week or a few days ago, you actually put your age up on Facebook. I'm not going to say it here, but it floored me. There's no.
Didn't say it. I'm going to be 64.
There's no way. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
See, age is an attitude. Life is, it's all about your thought process. I don't believe it either till I realize how old my kids are. It's like, okay, I guess I am.
I hear that. It's interesting. We're talking about age. I'll share this. I ran into a gal the other day that actually operates an assisted living home. And she said that it's an interesting statistic that when you ask the older men in there, how old do they feel in their mind? Not how old do their bodies feel, the aches and all that stuff, but in your mind, how old do you feel? And she said that the men typically say between 17 and 20, and the women are always in their very late 20s or early 30s. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I don't know why. So guys think like teenagers, and women are up a few notches. But anyway, I thought that was
notches.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
That could be.
What I wanted to ask now, because we are getting like, I can't believe we're getting close to the end of the hour here, but I want to make sure that we get this in. What other topics would you like to address that you've got in your calendar throughout the year? In your balance calendar.
I guess I just want to let everyone know that I am going to do because my whole focus is on balance, inner balance for life, and what I want to do. And then we talked about the time bombs for the holidays, which is really how, again, to balance your life to get through the holidays. So I want to do a balanced calendar, and every month I want to address a different topic that is of interest for that month. So at this point, I'm not quite sure what all of the different topics will be, but I want to do a webinar on those. So people can stay tuned on my website to find out about it. But I'm sure like the topics for January could either be a huge issue in January is always getting fit or weight loss for women, or it could be setting goals that really actually work, that you can achieve, would be a good topic, and how you balance your life around that and create it. February, the topic could be love or relationships for Valentine's Day, but it will be a different topic that resonates with people for that month, and then put the spin of how to balance your life around that. I think what I would like to share, I mean, I don't know how, we have a few more minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have a few minutes?
Absolutely.
Yes.
An interesting way to look at balance also that we didn't address earlier is you've got the physical aspect, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. And you need to address all of those aspects to be in balance. The mental would be a good way to balance mentally. What we do in our society, we tend to determine with our mind. When someone says something, our mind immediately says, I've heard that before, I don't want to go there, I don't like that, or that scares me, or I just don't agree with it. So we turn it away, the idea. We don't even take it into our body to allow our body to resonate with it, to see if it might work in our life. So mentally, a good way to start to practice is just receiving information, whether it's like tonight with me sharing information, you watch a television program, you read a book, you're listening to someone else. Open the mind, and instead of determining with what they say that I don't want to hear it or I don't like it, just receive it. Let it come in your mind, or let it come in your body. Let it sit in your body for a week. Let it resonate in your body. Let it grow and expand in your body. In a week, revisit it. And what does that feel like? Does it look like something that might work for you? If it does, try it. If it doesn't, throw it out. But to start just taking things in and receiving openly with the mind. Another way to balance the body mentally is to start to do affirmations. I am statements. Not I'm going to be or I will be, but I am in the present. You already have achieved that. So I would maybe put like, I am a powerful motivational speaker. I am a wonderful grandmother. I am a marathon runner. Whatever it is you want to be, make it an I am statement. Read it over and over again and paste it or tape it up on by your work desk. Put it on the refrigerator. Put it on the dashboard of your car. Put it everywhere that you can see it, and keep repeating that. I am this person. And then spiritually, look at what's good in your life. We so often look at what's bad in our life, but look at what's good. We have wonderful things in our life. And do a gratitude list. Fuzzy and I, every night, the last thing we do before we go to sleep is tell each other what we're grateful for the day. You know, and I mean, it's be grateful for a roof over your head. Be grateful that you had a wonderful meal. Be grateful you're alive. There's wonderful things to be grateful for. It could be, you know, I'm very grateful I had this wonderful call with you today. I'm grateful that I had a business contact. But at the end of the day, state to each other what you're grateful for. When you are grateful and the universe realizes that you appreciate these things, and more comes into your life. Physically, to balance yourself, we were created to move. Our bodies need to move. So get outside and move. It doesn't have to be competitive. Go for a walk your dog. You know, it can be a bicycle ride or whatever, but get out in nature. We need to get out of the concrete, out of the bricks. We need to get out in nature where we resonate with this wonderful energy that re-energizes and revitalizes us. And what you can also do, which is great, is if you love to dance and move, turn on the music in your home where nobody can see it. Yeah, dance. There you go, Kathy. But just go crazy. Move the body. Dance in your own house where nobody can see you. And just, we need to get back into our bodies again and feel our bodies. We're so much in our head, and we need to get back into intuition and into our bodies. And so that's what mentally, what do they do? Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Emotion is energy in motion. And so to balance yourself emotionally, we need to really feel our feelings and express our feelings. It's like a river, how a river, keeps flowing. And that's what we need to do with our emotions, allow them to flow. Sometimes we just need to acknowledge them. Excuse me, I'm catching your cold here, Brian.
I hope not.
Uh-oh.
Oh. We need to feel our feelings. I'm going to let my husband finish that comment. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to cough here. What we do with emotions.
What happens when we don't feel our emotions? It's like we dam up the river, the stream, and it stagnates within us. And it was meant to flow, and it's emotions. It's energy in, energy out. It's like a radio wave. This passes through the body. Don't hold on to it. Every time we hold on to it, something happens to us mentally, physically, and emotionally. And what happens to us a lot of times, physically and within our bodies, is we get sick.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you. We work together. He does this wonderful work.
What a team!
Also.
What a team!
And very well, I might add.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
This has been wonderful if I'm not going to make it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think that you probably, that covered all of them, right? So
It did. That was all, yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, or I just want to say, Brian and I, you mentioned Christine Comiford, and because of Mary Agnes Antonopoulos, we were invited as well to go to Christine Comiford's event earlier this year and participated as a coach with you. And that's where we first had the opportunity to meet you. And we knew right away the kind of person that you are. And we were excited about your presence. And like I said, you do sizzle. You're like a firecracker, and you're very exciting. And you do. Brian and I were very touched by you and your friendship with us, Susie. And we're so thankful that we've had the opportunity to meet Fuzzy as well and share what he does. It's absolutely amazing. But I just want to tell you, thank you so much for spending your time and sharing your sizzle with us and with all of our viewers, and for the folks that are going to be able to see our recorded show at some future date. And I just want to thank Brian. I know that he feels like crud.
That's one word for it.
Brian feels like crud today, and so I know that it's been, kind of tough for him to sit here and go through it too. But thank you. We've had some technical glitches, but I know the audio came through absolutely beautifully. And Brian, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Susie, thanks. Brian, thank you very much. And we'll be back on Thursday this week, day after tomorrow.
That's right.
With a special guest this week. So Brian, take it away.
Well, I want to say this. You said it all, Kathy. Susie, what she said rings exactly true. That we've talked about you, and you resonated with each of us there in San Francisco. You stood out as one of those that we knew we wanted to continue, a relationship with going on forward. So thank you for being that sizzle, that spark plug. And Fuzzy, also thank you to you for putting in your time and effort with your No Bike Left Behind. And again, everyone, one last shout. Click on her nose for Facebook. You'll get her Facebook account. Click on the Sizzle banner beneath to get into that free, what was it called? My brain's a fog.
Sizzle survey.
The Sizzle survey.
Sizzle survey for women.
Love it. And also check on No Bike Left Behind. But with that, I'd like to thank both of you, and Kathy, you as well. Thank you once again for getting this show going. We did experience some difficulties, but we got her done. With that, I'd like to say good evening to everybody, and we'll see you again next show. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Brian and Kathy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.